So a little stop on a bridge here in Colombia. We just left the town of La Pintada and we just found this beautiful bridge over the river that we thought we'd check out, and Geordie's going to get a drone shot. There's some people down here alongside the river. They're having a bit of a barbecue, or a Pedro explained it's like what was the name? I can't explain it, but basically they're having a picnic. So they take some soup down there. I need to remember all the names, but you can see kids are playing in the river and they're cooking up a bit of a soup to have for lunch. Little house just hanging over the edge of the river there. Remnants of an old bridge down below with old mate having his shower, having his bath. Not a bad spot to be. We're all just hanging out here. Not a bad spot. I've ridden a lot of countries around the world by now, and Colombia is right up there. So I've been to Italy, France, Austria, Switzerland, Germany, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, ridden a little bit in Thailand on scooters, and Colombia is right up there. The off-road riding we're doing here, kind of similar to Australia in a lot of ways, in terms of, you know, normal sort of gravel road and farm roads. The bitumen roads, the tarmac roads, they're very rough. Lot of sort of broken bitumen, lots of holes in them. So by no means is riding in Colombia a beginner's ride. It's definitely more technical and a little bit tricky. You know, you've got to have some good low-speed bike control skills. I'd say the traffic here isn't as crazy as some of the other countries, like, as I said, Southeast Asia. If you go to Vietnam, the traffic's mental. You know, crossing the road, you're taking your life in your own hands. But what we've seen so far, first 2 days of riding, the traffic's pretty good. You know, it's a little bit more compared to Australia, maybe not as organised or whatever. You know, people are overtaking on solid lines, but frankly, it just flows and works better anyway. We're way too strict in Australia. Speeds are down low because you just simply can't go quick. The roads are so tight. So it's been really interesting to see that, what the riding's like here. Getting up to elevation like we're going to do today and tomorrow is going to be a different experience for a lot of us. We may well have been up over 3,000 metres, but perhaps not doing, you know, physical activity like riding our motorcycles. So it'll be interesting to see how the bodies cope with that, and that's a bit of an unknown for us flatlanders from Australia. We really don't get that sort of altitude. But I'm just finding it so engaging in the senses. Everywhere you look, there's interesting things. You know, it's different to Australia. Just the way people get on with their life. I mean, down here on the river behind me, we've got a family having a picnic there. Pedro gave us the Spanish word for it, but basically they've taken some soup down there, they're cooking it up on the river, and the guys they're bathing in the river, so they do their wash down there as well. Coming through the towns is really interesting. It looks, you know, at sort of first glance, it looks a little bit third world country. You know, there's sort of some of the structures, like this little house behind me, they're pretty basic, but then you see some really neat farms, and you go into the shops and the cafes, and everything is really clean. They do take a lot of pride in keeping things clean. We haven't seen a lot of rubbish, which I love that. You know, I hate when we go to countries and there's just rubbish anywhere. So they do look after things like that. And the people are super friendly. You know, we've been getting waves as we ride past down the roads, and yeah, the people are fantastic. And that was one of the things I was most looking forward to coming to Colombia, because the Colombians that I've met over the years, 10 or 15 years, people that I've come across that are from Colombia, without doubt, they've all been super friendly. And that's certainly been the case since we've been here. It doesn't matter whether you're in the big cities like Medellin or out here in the country, everyone's really friendly and they're open to tourism. We've been to some countries in the last 12 months, I've definitely felt it. Down in Sicily, Palermo, you know, they're starting to protest against over-tourism. Barcelona, places like that. They're starting not to welcome the tourists so much. And I did see some of the places we've been to a lot in Italy over the years becoming more busy, more tourists there, whereas Colombia is the direct opposite. tourism is just starting to tick up here, I guess you could say, or they're recognising that it's really important for the economy. So in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, Pedro's been saying the tourism has been increasing, and they're really welcoming of tourists coming here. English is not so widely spoken, so you do really need to try and scrub up on a bit of Spanish. Thankfully, Spanish is quite similar to Italian, so I've been able to pick up enough words. But when they speak it, guys like Sebastian, when he speaks Spanish, I've got no hope. I've got no idea what he's saying. They just speak so fast. So I can read it, but I can't understand him.
Very good writer, eh? Very good writer. A very good person.
So Sebastian's taking photos for us. He normally shoots a lot of hard enduro and does some of the rally events with DRE here with Ducati in Colombia. So it's great to have him along. And then we've got Geordie's got the bird up in the air, getting the drone out.
Yes, so. It's the same professional and the same passion.
Yeah.
The same passion.
Riding bikes and shooting things.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
I like
cool.
So much, and the people, the models, the landscapes, all this so beautiful.
This is what I was just saying, how the people in Colombia, that's the thing I'm loving the most. Everyone's so friendly, and that's awesome.
I like that.
Having a good time. So we just have to get you to Australia now.
Oh,
that's
yes,
our next
please.
job.
Yes, please. I like so much. I like so much. Never go to Australia, but I like go to Australia, and I see the rider in Australia. I see the country, and it's so good.
It's flat and straight. You'd be so bored.
So fast.
Fast, but we do have some good off-road.
Nice. I like it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Yeah, so Sebastian's been great. He's he learnt English apparently by watching YouTube. So there's help for me yet. I've got to start watching more Spanish videos.
Papa, very good video.
A very good video with what he's getting. That's it's what we hope.
Chicken.